At least an hour before that court hearing, people gathered outside the Family Justice Center. John Lordson picks up our team coverage with their message.
I came all the way from Ohio just to be a part of the protest.
George Floyd! George Floyd!
Tamara Moore drove 750 miles to be in Minneapolis Friday morning. It's something he's done before.
Well, I believe in that message, and I do believe that justice needs to be served, and that something should happen to those officers because they went beyond what they should have done.
Moore was one of hundreds of people who RSVP'd to the rally.
Demanding justice. That's what I fight for, justice for all people, for humanity.
Organizers gave speeches outside while Judge Peter Cahill listened to arguments inside. But when the court hearing ended, some of the former officers and their attorneys exited the building and tried to make their way through an angry crowd. There were tense moments as Hennepin County Sheriff's deputies tried to catch up and escort Thomas Lane and J. Alexander King to a truck. The defendants left after a morning of debate between attorneys, which people outside were following on social media. Most of the protesters we talked with believe all four former officers should be tried together here in Minneapolis.
I'm definitely hoping that the trial will stay here. I think that a change of venue is just, they're trying to get more conservative people in the jury to condone the police behavior.
The likelihood of being murdered by a cop and ever even getting to trial is very unlikely. So the fact that we're even this far, it only happened because people stood up and people made a scene about it and made a big deal.
In Minneapolis, John Lordson, WCCO 4 News.
Lane's attorney Earl Gray says that he is contacting the judge to express his concerns about what happened with the crowd after the hearing. We also reached out to the Hennepin County Sheriff, who was helping with security, but have not heard back yet. Some of George Floyd's family members, along with their attorneys, were in court during the hearing. Afterward, they called it emotional and expressed anger and frustration over how the defense characterized Floyd. They say that the defense allegations are foolish and desperate.
We sat in this courtroom and we heard so many lies about my brother, George Floyd. The only overdose that killed George Floyd was an overdose of excessive force and racism by the Minneapolis Police Department.
The family demanded justice for George. They also thanked people for supporting them and their fight for justice.